This will be wrapped around the necks of our contestants. Now we've tested the device. It fits quite snugly. We will be putting it on Derek first. Now, as I describe what the contestants will have to do, I just want to confirm with Frank. Frank, the duration will be 5 minutes, correct? Okay, so Noel. Yep. So Noel, our timekeeper extraordinaire. Mr. Noel, will you be able to keep time for us again? Perfect. By the way, these things are quite fashionable. We're expecting it to be all the rage next year. There'll be people walking around the fair with these cones on their heads. The actual cone heads. So let me describe what these folks are going to have to do. Frank and I spent about 2 weeks trying to find the most ferocious things that we could find. Oh, we didn't polarize the cone. Well, that's fine. Make sure you didn't put it inside out. So we were trying to find things that we could put in water that people could catch and that weren't going to be pleasant to catch or easy to catch or fun to catch. So Frank, we do have one thing that's not in the pool yet. So if you can prepare yourself. We added minnows. They're not bloodthirsty minnows, they're just regular minnows, but they're hard to catch. So to compensate for that, we got blood-sucking leeches. There's about 3 dozen in there, and they look actually quite cute. They look like little pieces of black licorice, but once you get them in the water, these things dart around like you wouldn't believe. So what the contestants are going to have to do is they're going to have to either use their hands or use a net, catch the minnows and the leeches, drop them inside the cone that is around their neck, and then they will have to pour the contents of that cone in one of the 4 buckets. The buckets are all the same, so there's no one that's better than the others, and it's going to go by points. Now Frank, you can hear me explain the rules here. You can focus on me for a second. The minnows are going to be 1 point and the leeches are going to be 2 points. Is that correct? Or yeah, because we want to have special incentive for him to stick a leech on his face. So he will have to mill about in there with the net, try and catch as much. Pardon me? 10 points for leeches. I would probably say 2 points, Frank, only because if we find out that they're easy to catch. Okay, if you guys want to just focus on leeches, I have a feeling the leeches may be easier to catch, Frank, than the minnows. Oh, those think that the foam is made out of blood because it's sticking there. So as you can see, Frank, the leeches are much easier to spot and catch. So I'd rather them not focus on the leeches because they'll be able to scoop up every leech in one shot, and then someone's going to have 1,000 points. That's fine. We don't listen to contestants' suggestions, by the way, here. In fact, I'm inclined to do the opposite of what you said. So the leeches will be 2 points, Frank, and the minnows will be 1 point. And what you must do, oh, did you see the minnow jump up there? What you must do is after you've caught your batch, before you put in your cone, you have to go to the center of the pool and put it in your cone. Otherwise, you could stand right next to the bucket and put. So contestants have to catch as many as they can. You can either do it in one batch and fill it up till you can't see out of your cone, or you can do it in small increments. Now, we were advised that if the leeches stay too long on your face, we can take them off, but the end stays on your face, and you're recommended to let it dry out for a couple of weeks before picking it off. So you might not want to keep the leeches for too long in your cone. Now we're told that the leeches will not cause any serious harm to our contestants, so any of you guys who are concerned about the health and safety of our participants need not worry. They will just cause facial scarring that will not harm their quality of life. So our first contestant is Derek. Derek, do you understand the rules as I outlined them? First guys always mess up somewhere because they didn't pay attention because they're so nervous. So did you understand the rules? Catch as much as you. We have a net here. We have a smaller net which might be easier to use. That's the one that we got from the fish and bait tackle shop. It's got years of slime growing on it, so it might help out. So you got 5 minutes to do this. Noel will be our timekeeper. If people want to come by and stand by the pool, I mean, they can come closer if you like. Any members of the crowd want to stand closer and watch? You might not appreciate how gross and disgusting these leeches are as they're darting across the water.
Okay, that's not a good idea.
Fine.